Good morning. This is Giovanni Gallucci, joined by Chloe Dawn and Rachel Donovan, and this is the Daily Trend Report.
Morning, Giovanni.
Morning. I drove in from the west side and the light was doing that thing where the whole road looks wet and isn't.
I was up at 6 for no reason, and I'm going to feel that around 2.
Today, what the AI answer engines are actually saying about your product, what a lab in California found in the avocado oil aisle, and a fight between two airlines that cost nobody a dime.
Travis put a number in front of me this morning that I had to read twice. When Google's AI answer cites Instagram or Facebook inside a buying question, a major retailer gets named in that same answer about 85% of the time. The product brands? 3 to 4% of the brand mentions.
So the machine reads your post and then recommends the store.
That's what the Bright Edge data says. And the two engines don't even behave the same way. Google leans local. 11 to 14% of transactional citations are near me and store hours questions. The chat assistants basically ignore where you're lying and index on deals and pricing, about 20% and 24%.
Wait, so one is asking where and the other is asking how much?
Right, and neither one is asking who you are. That's the part that should sting a little. We've spent 5 years telling brands to build a voice, and the retrieval layer went and rewarded inventory and price instead.
Geo, is this just SEO wearing a new hat?
It's close, but there's a real difference, and it matters. Search sent people to a page where you got to do the selling. This skips the page. The answer is the selling. And right now, your caption is the raw material somebody else's answer is built out of.
Which means the caption is doing a job nobody wrote it to do.
Nobody wrote it to do anything, mostly. Go read 100 brand captions right now. Half of them are a mood, a feeling, and 3 emojis. That's fine for a human scrolling. It's useless to a machine trying to answer a specific question from a specific person with a wallet out.
The other half of it's Facebook, which everybody in this business quit paying attention to around 2019.
And Facebook gets cited for local and post-purchase at more than twice Instagram's rate. Twice. Nobody's making Facebook content anymore, and Facebook is the surface answering questions from people who already bought your thing.
That's a little bleak.
It's the opposite of bleak. It's an empty room. The independent operator can fix this in an afternoon, and the national brand needs 6 weeks of legal review to change a caption template.
Okay, 3 things you can actually do today.
1. Write the caption like it's the answer, not the vibe. Product name, what it costs, where somebody buys it, and what the offer is, in the exact words a buyer would type. You can still have a voice, just put the facts in the same paragraph as the voice.
2. Rewrite the creator brief. If the person you're paying never says the actual product name, the actual retailer, and the actual offer out loud, you rented reach and got nothing retrievable out of it.
3. Build a post-purchase shelf on Facebook. How to use it, how to store it, how to return it, what to do when it goes wrong. That's the content the engines are pulling for people who already have your product in their hand, and almost nobody is making it.
Kendall's report has the one that ruined my morning. UC Davis tested 54 processed products marketed as made with avocado oil. 48 of them came back cut with cheaper oils, mostly soybean, mostly sunflower. Nothing on the panel saying so.
48 out of 54.
Broken out, it's worse. 93% of the chips, 71% of the mayonnaise, and every single salad dressing they tested. All of them. It's published in Applied Food Research. Products bought off California shelves in 2025 and 2026.
And here's the part that makes it more than a fraud story. Avocado oil isn't a random aisle. That's the aisle people walked into on purpose to get away from seed oils. They read the panel. They paid up. They got soybean oil anyway.
So the shoppers who did the most homework got taken the worst.
Every time. That's how it always works. And it lands the same week Bloomberg ran the skimpflation piece, brands from chocolate to orange juice quietly swapping in cheaper inputs, while the front of the pack doesn't move a millimeter.
What does an honest producer even do with that, Gio? Because "we're not lying" isn't a campaign.
No, it isn't. And this is where most brands are about to make the wrong call. The reflex is going to be post your certificate of analysis, put the lab PDF up, and look, get the lab work done. That's just running a business. But a PDF isn't content. Nobody's sharing your certificate.
So what's the move you'd actually make?
Cover your own aisle like a newsroom. Be the account that reports on this category, including the stories that don't flatter you. That study came out Thursday. If you make a clean oil product and you didn't post about it, you handed the biggest moment your category has had all year to a food blogger with no product in the fight.
Report the news in your own category.
Report it plainly. Here's what the study found. Here's what the numbers mean. Here's the part the trade press is soft-pedaling. You do that for a year and you stop being a brand people buy from and start being the place people check. And when a shopper asks anybody, a person or a machine, who's honest in this aisle, you're the name that comes back.
That's a slower build than a viral video.
It's a much slower build. It's also the only one that compounds. 3 things from this one.
1. Stand up a category desk. Every time real news lands in your aisle, you post a plain language read of it within 24 hours, whether or not it makes you look good.
2. Put a date on what hasn't changed. If your formula is the same as it was in 2019, say the year. Not always, the year. In a market where everybody's quietly substituting, a date is the claim nobody can fake, and you repost it every time a skimpflation story runs.
3. Publish the claims you refuse to make. A short post listing the words you won't put on your label and why. In an aisle where 93% of the chips are lying, the restraint is the story.
Eddie flagged the best organic moment of the month, and it cost nobody a media budget. Norwegian Air bet British Airways on the World Cup quarterfinal. Losers Airline wears the winner's logo as its Instagram profile picture. England won 2-1 in extra time in Miami. Norwegian paid up.
They actually swapped the logo.
Swapped it. British Airways commented, and this is the whole thing. We love this new look on you. 6 words. Norwegian turned around and ran a flash sale across every destination under a code I'm not going to try to say out loud. The exchange ran about a week and cleared 25 million views. Other carriers piled into the comments.
25 million views for a profile picture.
For a profile picture and 1 sentence. And I want to be careful here because everybody's going to read this as be funny on the internet. And that's not the lesson. The structure is the lesson.
Break it down.
The bet was placed in public before anybody knew the outcome. That's the whole mechanism. If you make the wager after you know how it ends, it's an ad. If you make it before, it's a risk. And people can feel the difference instantly. Norwegian had also shot a video of cabin crew delivering a tiny teacup to British Airways headquarters the night before the match. They had the content either way.
And British Airways got a free ride on it.
For 6 words with no logo and no call to action. That restraint is a craft skill and it's rare. Most brands would have written a paragraph, tagged 4 accounts, and killed it.
Is there a version of this for a brand with 11,000 followers instead of a national airline?
There's a better version, because you don't have a legal department telling you, no. Find your friendly non-competitor. The brewery and the taco shop, 2 clean label founders. Bet on something neither of you controls, a game, a harvest, a race, and post it before it happens. It works at any size because the audience isn't watching the reach, they're watching whether you pay.
Eddie had one more that's the total opposite of that.
Bloom Nutrition. Roughly 59,000 active affiliates posting on TikTok, and about 47% of those partnerships are with creators averaging under 1,000 views a video. Reported around $13 million through TikTok Shop.
Under 1,000 views. That's nobody.
Individually, it's nobody. Collectively, it's a distribution system, and no single video failing matters to it at all. That's the opposite of how everybody writes an influencer brief. Everybody's out here trying to pick the one creator who hits. Bloom stopped picking and started counting.
Which one's the better lesson?
They're the same lesson from 2 directions. Both of them stopped optimizing the individual post. One bet on a structure, one bet on volume. Neither one bet on a piece of content being great. 3 quick wins before we get out of here. 1. Place a public bet with a friendly non-competitor this quarter before the outcome is known, and pay it off visibly if you lose. If you can't stomach losing gracefully, don't play.
2. Practice the one-line ride-along. When something adjacent to you goes big, 1 sentence, correct tone, no logo, no call to action. The restraint is what earns the ride.
3. Stop briefing 5 big creators and go build 100 small ones. Optimize for shots on goal, not per post performance, because a system beats a highlight every time.
That's the report. If you want the short form video, the carousels, and the articles that keep your brand showing up as the honest voice in your category, that's the work I do at gallucci.net. And I'll build the whole content stack with you, or run it for you. gallucci.net or DM at gallucci.net on Instagram or LinkedIn.
Talk tomorrow.
See y'all.